Audit them to be secretary of all the world's First Amendment auditors? Does his mom know about this? Is he wearing clean underwear? Long Island audit gets out of jail while storming the GoFundMe market. Single day take amazes fans. Plus, we say thank you to you as we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark on our YouTube channel. Yes, we do have a YouTube. All this and more on this edition of Auditing Insanity. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Auditing Insanity Newscast. I'm Jim Finch and I'm going to be your host for stories on Long Island Audit, Audit Them, and a special groveling thank you to all of our fans tonight. This is the third of 3 newscasts I'm recording at the same time, and we should be caught up with the news as it's been a busy week with not much time to devote to anything but squirrel! On that note, we'll ask you to focus on... Long Island Audit disrupts GoFundMe market. Sean Paul Long Island Audit Ria's surprise arrest on Wednesday brought in $2,701 from his supporters to his Support Freedom Stand Against Tyranny Together fund, which mysteriously went live and was featured in the description of his arrest video before his actual arrest. The fund is seeking $10,000 and is the second biggest one-day haul we've recorded since starting this column. Only Jose Chile de Castro's Justice for All Legal Battle for Accountability Funds July 14th take beat it with $3,621, which came as de Castro was released from jail. De Castro's fund also offered the added incentive of a promised private party with de Castro, providing his donors with private hotel rooms if he reached his goals. Ultimately, his fund would put on roughly $1,000 more in donations before being abandoned by both de Castro and his donors. In early observation, Riaz's fund has put on nearly $200 since we checked it at 3 a.m. this morning. Riaz has yet to make an official public statement as to his arrest or to promote the fund, though he appeared briefly on the Full Court Press YouTube channel's live stream Wednesday night as he was released from jail. Riaz indicated that he was charged with criminal contempt second-degree disobeying mandate. The law is a misdemeanor in New York and carries a punishment of up to 364 days in jail, up to $1,000 in fines, and probation, counseling, and community service. It's unclear what Riaz would do next, as he previously bought an electronic billboard truck and has previously parked it in front of the home of Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder to protest previous arrests. Riaz coincidentally has an ongoing GoFundMe campaign to pay for the truck, despite it reportedly being paid in full by the YouTuber. In semi-related news, the self-described protege of Riaz, Tuapri, has officially ended his Butterfly Boy-related GoFundMe campaign. Unlike Jose Chile de Castro, who only suspended his various GoFundMe campaigns, Apri fully ended his campaign. That campaign was to help him with an arrest in 2023 and brought in $5,035 out of a $21,000 goal. It was recently inadvertently revived by Jose de Castro, as he mentioned it on a live stream, and it began to pull in new donations. As for the rest of the market for Wednesday, our ongoing expenses campaign took in $10, as did Long Island Audit's Support the Fight Against Tyranny and Corruption campaign. On that note, if you'd like to help an over-the-hill, under-the-radar minor league YouTuber keep breathing, we'd be remiss if we didn't remind you that you can continue to force the hard-working professional blogger and known pillar of the community, Jim Finch, to keep writing this dreadful column each and every day by contributing to the GoFundMe run by this very channel. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Audit them to be Secretary of Auditors? Fans of YouTuber Audit Them expressed concern after the YouTuber posted a strange message on his YouTube community page earlier this week where he proclaimed himself the Secretary of all First Amendment auditors. His post reads as follows. As I said before, and I will say again, in general it will require at least 100 signatures from the auditing community, or equivalent to one phone call from Rogue Nation behind closed doors, to appoint me as Secretary of all First Amendment auditors. If so, I will require all auditors to step their game up as far as presenting legal and lawful requirements to these government agencies. I will give them 21 days for each auditor to read his Public Record Act for his subscribers, to really inform the people and teach them how powerful the Freedom of Information Act is. If any auditor refuses to do so within 21 days, they will lose all credibility and their content will be considered no change-making, useless. It is 2024 now, and it should no longer be questioned why we have right to film in these government agencies. The real concern is why these government agencies are failing to comply with their own rules and regulations/laws. We need to start bringing in real change, and we all have wherewithal to do so. The only thing holding us back is doing it, reading it, comprehending, and implementing action. Here's a quickie. Can you point me to any First Amendment auditor that actually read his Freedom of Information Act to his own subscribers and pointed out the important portions of the State Act and actually went about holding government accountable to the letter of the law? If so, don't worry, I'll wait. Please provide me with the name of auditor and link to specific video. It's time for a change. Audit them. The one who encourages you to audit them. If serious, Audit Them's efforts wouldn't be the first time someone tried to unite all of the American First Amendment auditors. Jose Chile de Castro pushed the idea of a union of independent journalists over the summer, for example, where all of the First Amendment auditors would unite under his guidance in exchange for him providing them payments for covering stories and audits that he would control. De Castro's efforts fell by the wayside, however, as a group of auditors led by Sean Paul, Long Island Audit Riaz, gathered in New Jersey to support Auditor Leroy Truth during the summer without the involvement of De Castro. The deliberate slight by over 30 auditors, let alone the conflicts between the auditors that stem from the negative interactions at the gathering, fractured the community with lasting issues to this day. We will continue to monitor Audit Them's efforts as he attempts to unite the auditing community. "1,000 subscribers? What the what? And thank you." It was typical of my luck that the day we hit 1,000 subscribers would coincide with the day that I make my annual trip to the Bloomsburg Fair in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and I'd be unable to be on to celebrate the achievement. We're going to have our special show on Saturday night this week, as I'm still playing catch-up on the news, and I do have to keep my word and play Minecraft with Really Cool Rose on a stream in the near future. That'll be fun, as I totally don't understand the appeal of the game, and I may have to bus in my grandnephew to secretly play for me. So, 1,000 subscribers. I just want to thank everyone who has helped me, the team, and the channel out over the last few months. We started with no intention of making a YouTube channel of our own. It was purely circumstance as Pope Phil, Hank, and I started doing live coverage of the Karen Reed trial on our old channel as a daily feature. When allegations against the owner of that channel began to overshadow that channel, we made the group decision to move the broadcasts over to my personal YouTube account as not to tarnish our efforts, as our show literally had nothing to do with that man. We made a clean break from that channel, and we expanded from just the coverage of Karen Reed into newscasts and panel shows. It was Shoogie's idea for me to start reading the news every afternoon, so you can both blame him or thank him for both the Daily Show and the newscast. The original idea for our nightly panels was to discuss news issues in a fast-paced, fun environment based on British talk shows. It may have been too much of a departure from what our fans were used to, and eventually we found our niche as your second choice for fun and entertainment, and we're happy to have you here. And speaking of you, we're not going to dox our donors, but we've had a ton of donations and help from people who are genuinely interested in keeping the channel going, keeping me fed, and keeping people entertained. You know who you are. We are especially thankful to all of you, and even if we're miserable at sending out thank you notes, we do appreciate what you do for us and wouldn't be here without you. Hitting 1,000 subscribers may not mean much financially, or at least initially, but every small channel has to start somewhere, and we're working up to 16 hours a day to keep you entertained. So on behalf of Hank, Phil, NCR, Verbo, Becca, Shuggy, Rose, Pants, our owner Gina, Facebook Karen, our hate watcher who forces me to write that damn GoFundMe column each and every day, our wonderful volunteer moderators, and Parsons Mystery Puffy Jacket, plus myself, we just want to thank you all for supporting us and bringing us to this accomplishment. All we can promise is to keep bringing you the same mid-crap that we've been producing since May, and be happy to be your second choice to watch when no one else is live. Again, thank you from all of us at Auditing Insanity. And we're back. Yes, we hit the dreaded 1,000 subscriber mark in full monetization, as you've probably noted from all the ads that are suddenly appearing in most of our videos. We do want to thank everyone for making this possible, and we apologize for the craziness of the past week. Things have been hectic, but they should calm back down tomorrow as we jump into the fray again. Gonna call it a night on that note. Hope everyone has had a happy and safe week, and we'll flip you out on the flop side. Good night, everyone.